As an Amazon seller, I would say to expect that you're going to see tremendous growth right away.
Ryan Reynolds is super hot. Okay.
Don't buy into your games, Ali. I'm smarter than that, sorry.
How easy is it for me to get goods across the border into Canada?
Make Canada great again. I'll give you a call. Hey team, welcome to Upside, the show where we talk about everything marketplace, and I am so honored to have the queen of Amazon, the queen of the Amazons, here with us, Runda.
Hi.
Yes. Imagine we have a massive audience here.
Perfect.
And they're all clapping.
Amazing.
insert like canned applause. So Runda is from another agency called
Seller Interactive.
And we are so honored to have her here. She's in the UK for an event, and we were able to nab her in for the pod. So I'm really keen for you to tell the people about Amazon Canada and everything else. But first, let's do a proper full intro. So,
Director of Operations at Seller Interactive.
Yes.
You've been working there for 5 years now.
3.5.
3.5. Before that, you were working with another Amazon seller.
Yes.
And you've essentially helped over 300 plus businesses grow on Amazon in the US and into the Canadian market, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I would say, about 300 brands mixed between the US and then expanding into Canada. We also have very limited UK clients as well, but kind of, I would say US and Canada, obviously the biggest marketplaces being Canadian.
wait, I want to say one little humble thing because Runda's too humble to say this, but you guys are the biggest agency in Canada.
We are
You're
the
biggest
biggest.
team. Size
Yes.
matters, and you guys dominate.
Yeah. We really, especially during COVID, obviously, we really grew. I mean, we definitely are the biggest agency in Canada. One of the bigger ones kind of within North America as well.
Yeah, well done. Own it. Tell the people. You were gonna say
Absolutely.
something.
No, I was just going to say, so lots of people know about Amazon in the US. Very few know about Amazon Canada. Amazon Canada is what? About similar size, maybe a little bit bigger than Amazon France?
Yeah, it's just slightly bigger than the Amazon France marketplace.
But you're different from the US, right?
Yes, we are very different. So Canada, there's a lot more requirements to get into the Canadian marketplace than in the US. I would say the one thing is our laws are a lot more strict. So kind of expanding from the US into Canada, you have to go through full new regulations with our Health Canada as well as CSA for certain products like toys, any sort of children's products, stuff like that. Our market is also very different in the sense that what does well in the US won't necessarily do well in the Canadian marketplace. There's just a lot less sellers overall in Canada as well, but that's a great opportunity to now move into that marketplace, right? So because we have a lot less sellers, a lot less demand, competition, so it's easier to rank. It's easier to become sort of a category king because you don't have all that competition that you do have in the US. One of the biggest differences as well in Canada, even though only 60% of our population speak English, everything has to be in English and French. So all of your packaging, your instructions, any sort of ingredients, product safety, notifications, all of that has to be in both English and French on all packaging. So whether that's your boxes or like your supplement packaging, it all has to be in both languages. I would say that kind of deters a lot of people from selling, but it's honestly such an easy thing to just kind of create an additional product sticker that then goes on to products going.
Stick it on.
Exactly. As long as it's in both languages, there's no issues. And the good thing about Amazon Canada too is your listings don't have to be in both languages.
Yeah.
So Amazon actually auto-translates for those people that are actually searching within French. And you can do certain things like having your back-end keywords in French, so you're still ranking for that very small population of French speakers, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your listings all have to be in French.
Amazon is really dominant in the marketplace, in e-commerce in Canada as well. Was it sitting about 40% of the market, e-commerce market?
Yeah, 40% of our e-commerce market is all Amazon. It's almost double what Walmart is.
Wow.
So it's a really big marketplace, and it's growing. It's, I believe in the last couple of years, 11% year-over-year growth. So again, very big growth opportunities to kind of expand into that marketplace.
Okay, so everything got kind of serious. So let's cut to a game. First game. Okay, I'm going to say one more other thing. Runda is very professional, and my goal for this pod is to try and get her to say something inappropriate. Let's see if I can get there.
We'll try.
It's even harder now that I told her. But anyway, let's go to the game. Let's do your game first, Leon. I think your game's more fun.
Okay, so as a Canadian, you guys are very into hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And as British, some of us, we are very much into football. So the game we're going to play is I'm going to read out names of hockey teams, and Alan and Zamir are going to guess if they're real names or fake names, and hopefully you're going to confirm if that's true. How's the hockey knowledge?
I mean, we have 37 teams. I don't know if I know every single one, but I should know the majority. So I think we should be good there.
All right,
Okay,
let's do it. Roll up the sleeves.
And then we're going to do football after.
And by football, we mean soccer. right?
Soccer.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, football.
we
We
mean
mean
football.
football.
Football. Yeah.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Ready?
All right, let's do it.
So the first hockey team is the Minnesota Wild.
Oh, that's hard. Minnesota Wild, but what kind of mascot would you have? Someone just a wild person.
Sounds real to me. I don't know. Minnesota.
You were imagining the same thing as me, or no?
What's a wild person?
Not gonna say. All right, so
I'm going to go. Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to say yes.
I think it's real. I know there is a team in Minnesota. I could be wrong.
It is indeed real.
Okay.
Oh, damn it!
Based
Okay,
in
there's 1
St. Paul, Minnesota.
All right,
Yes.
mascot on screen. Let's do it. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put their mascot on screen. Please find it, Jack. Okay.
All right, number two.
The Quebec Caribou.
The Quebec caribou. I've heard of.
Caribou is like it's like a type. It's reindeer.
I was going to say moose.
It's
but
like a moose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. We're tagged as explicit, so it's okay. Fine. So, real or not? I'm going to say.
Wait. What? Sorry. Which caribou was it? Quebec.
Quebec
Quebec Caribou.
It's too much of a alliteration. I'm going to say no. Not legit.
I'm going to go with you actually on this one. I agree. Yeah. I don't think it's real.
So you're both going rubbish.
Yeah.
And you would both be correct.
Yes.
But we do have caribou in Quebec. But
Oh, okay, fine.
yes. But no, it
Reason-
But they don't play hockey.
Reasoning
No.
wrong, but okay, fine. It's too much alliteration.
Yeah. It sounds very Canadian according to ChatGPT, but it is totally fake.
There you go.
Okay, round 3. So you guys are what?
Zamir's 1 ahead.
Oh, you got the last one right.
He's two. It's 2-1.
Let's get a counter on screen, Jack, please. 2-1 to Zamir. Round 3. The Seattle Kraken.
What, like squid? Like squid? Are you Kraken? The Seattle Kraken. Unleash the Kraken
I don't.
in Seattle. Is Seattle in the NHL?
That I have no idea.
yes,
They are.
NHL is both US and Canadian teams.
Okay.
I love how North America has their definitions of the world.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nation kind of like mixed up. But okay, fine. I guess it's because the Americans want to get into everything that's not theirs. So like Canada's like, hey, we're having a hockey party here. Can we join?
Yeah, they want
and you
us to
should
join
say
us.
only if your whole state joins, like politically joins our nation. Could you be part of it? Anyway, make Canada great again. Cool. So
I'm going to go no. I'm going false.
I'm gonna go no because Seattle's landlocked. There's no.
it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not on the
Seattle.
coast.
Seattle's right above Oregon.
Yeah, but it's like, wait, there's a river running through it. Does it
on the
lead
coast,
to
right?
the
On the
ocean?
coast.
Oh fuck,
It's on the
man.
Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so failing today. Didn't have my wheat bix.
But I still don't think. I don't.
Kraken
see them
is
going
too out there.
Kraken. I
Kraken
don't
is
see
too
them
out
going
there.
Kraken.
Kraken's too out there.
Yeah. There's other.
Yeah, you'd be like Seattle Squid or something.
Yeah.
Well, you're both wrong. It is a team. It's actually the newest team in the NHL.
Oh, really?
But yes, it's a real
It's
team.
the newest
That's
team.
why.
Yeah.
That's why I just hadn't heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that was a real team.
Wow.
Their deep sea inspired branding made huge waves.
Love it.
So what's that? You were both wrong?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
he's
still
still
2-1.
2-1. He's still hit. I gotta get the comeback.
Okay. Team 4 is the Houston Comets.
Houston, come on, this is
That's
Texas.
it. Wait a second.
How
They're
can-
in the National Hockey League. Houston in
has it?
Texas.
No, I'm gonna say no. Just
can't give it.
share
no,
principle.
I'll tell you.
It's kind of like the idea of Armenia being part of Eurovision. Like the idea.
That's not the most bizarre one, but okay.
I know there's other ones in there, but like, how can Armenia be part of Eurovision when up to like 100 years ago it was part of Iran? So either Iran is part of Europe, or Armenia's not part of Europe. That's the first one. But let's go back to Texas.
Welcome
Texas.
to Upside.
It makes it easier for you guys. Florida has a team as well. There's
What?
a lot of southern states with teams.
How?
Florida
This
actually
is
has 2 teams.
This is inappropriate.
I don't know if that makes
They're in the National Hockey League.
Yep.
Fine. Okay. Man, I am like really eating my words today.
So what you saying? I'm saying no. False.
Houston, what were they?
Comets.
Houston Comets.
That sounds more like a basketball team. So I'm going to say no.
I believe you're both correct with no. I don't think there is a team in Houston. I think it's just Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas.
Dallas, man, Texas.
They are both correct.
What? Isn't it? I guess it's so hot that you want to have something cool. So you're going to go play
But funny
ice hockey.
enough, most of the people that play in the southern states are actually Canadian players.
Really?
Most of our Canadian players go down to the southern states. I mean, weather's better.
Are they worried about
Is
ice coming to get them? Sorry. Oh, fuck it.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, right
that
now,
was a
who
great
knows?
dad joke. I think it was like that took.
Did you have to say dad?
It took me a second to
shouldn't be a
register.
joke.
No, it took me a second to register. I was like, ice coming to get them. I was like thinking like Game of Thrones. I was like, the winter is coming. I was like, oh, ice. Yeah, see? That was great. That was good.
See. Just for reference.
Not a dad joke, an older brother joke.
Thank you.
There's nothing wrong with being a dad.
There is nothing wrong with it. But
It's
I feel that
the second
quality...
hardest job in the world.
Yes, I agree with you on that one as well.
The first. Do I want to know the first?
Being a mother.
No, being Bill Burr. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just going to go with being a mother.
Okay.
Google,
That's a nice
Google,
answer.
Google Bill Burr, hardest job in the world.
Okay. Round 5.
Round 5.
The Arizona Coyotes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these.
Coyotes.
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 Arizona Coyotes.
I'm going to say, I need to get the comeback. So I'm just going to say the opposite of whatever you say.
Because you want... Okay, so you're trying to create a differential here.
Well, I want to try
You
and
wanna create a
I need to get the point. Either I'm going to lose
am
completely.
going to go with false.
Pushes on.
I'm going with false on that one, so that means you have to go...
Arizona, that means I have to go with true.
Final answer.
Fine, I'll do it. Final answer, lock it in.
Final answer. Allie's right.
Yes! Equalizer.
Yeah, the Coyotes originally started as the Winnipeg Jets before relocating to Arizona in 1996.
There we go.
All right, so it's 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the last question.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So someone...
Who's going to get it? Or we both get it.
If you
Well,
do,
no one
I
gets it.
reckon we'll just do like another bonus.
Okay.
Sudden death.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I love it. Half the challenge is poor Leonis to try and get the names out.
The Anchorage Ice Wolves.
I'm going to go true.
I'm going to go with false because Runda was like, what?
I might also just not be understanding the accent, so
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my answer.
So Amir's going false. Al's going true.
No, I'm going
No, I'm going false. He's going true.
Okay. Runda?
again, I still really don't know what you said besides ice wolves, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that's not true. Because I
is-
don't even. What city are you saying?
Yeah, that is complete rubbish. That is
Yes! Winner! The Champions League of NHL. One right here.
There you go.
Got it.
I'll
3-2.
finally become a winner today.
That was a comeback. Finally.
Winning something. Oh, man. Can I get one of those best, most improved player awards? Given the challenges of getting into Amazon Canada, what are some of the benefits?
Well, like I said, it's really rapidly growing. I mean, you have so much opportunity to kind of grow with the marketplace because there isn't so much demand. There isn't as much competition in the US. We can really own sort of that category. You can rank super easily compared to the US. As long as your listings are well optimized, there isn't issues really becoming sort of the top in your category. Again, it really just establishes your brand as well. I mean, as a Canadian consumer, I always look to Amazon to see what's on there. And if they're not on Amazon, I'm like, oh, is it a little bit sketchy? It's a little bit weird. So it just builds sort of that brand awareness in Canada that we might not have either. So it really just establishes your brand in Canada. One of the good things for Americans as well is the conversion. Our dollar is not great compared to the US. So if you're selling it sort of at a higher price point, you're still making quite a bit of your overhead that way as well. So it gives you sort of that advantage for your ROI as well. yeah, like I said, honestly, it's just really getting into the marketplace while it's still growing, so you can become that kind of category expert and before the boom of the marketplace.
Everybody else gets in.
Yeah.
Nice.
That exchange rate benefit is going to be even greater, I would imagine, if you're coming from the UK or from Europe as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so from a seller's perspective, ultimately, you were talking about the fact that it's easier to rank organically. So your TAC cost is going to be improved from there. Less competition. So I'm assuming generally PPC costs lower.
PPC is a lot lower.
Less competition overall. Definitely a good thing from seller perspective. And if you can get yourself established, that's the benefit. Curious, if I'm going to send, if I want to test and open, if I'm going to send some stock in, what's the best way to do that? Do I send stock straight into Canada directly, or do I bring it in via some of my stock from the US? What would you recommend to clients?
You can bring it in directly to Canada. It's fairly easy. You just obviously need to go through a customs broker. Duties, taxes are still applicable with the cross-border shipping. The one thing to note is if you are making over $30,000 or if you're doing FBA directly a month, you do have to register with the CRA, so our Canadian Revenue Agency, just to make sure that obviously like the taxes and stuff are being
Is it called VAT there or GST?
It's GST.
And is that calculated? Is it sold in the price, or is it added on afterwards by Amazon, like sales tax? So
it's when we shop, it would be added in after.
Right.
Yeah,
So like
it depends,
how it works in the
'cause-
US.
So
yeah,
very
each
similar to
province
sales
is
tax.
different, right? So I mean, where I'm from in Ontario, it's 13%. You go out west, and it's like 17%. There's other provinces where it's only 5%. So it varies per province. So it's added on after, like through your checkout process.
And how does that work? Does Amazon take care of that, or do you need to register that directly as the seller?
So Amazon takes care of it. But again, you do have to register with the CRA just to make sure that everything is being properly monitored.
We do a popular segment called Biggest Seller Mistakes. And I'm kind of throwing you under the bus with this one because I didn't tell you beforehand. But if you were to think of the biggest mistakes that sellers make off the top of your head, what would be the top?
I mean, if we're talking overall kind of mistakes as an Amazon seller, I would say to expect that you're going to see tremendous growth right away. As any sort of business, it takes time to build your brand. It takes time to overall just kind of establish yourself, build up that ROI. So I wouldn't expect to make double, triple the amount of sales overnight, even by just expanding into Canada. I would say if we're talking a little bit more like listing specific on the Amazon side, again, just kind of making your listings very generic, not using what your USP is, especially coming into a new marketplace. You want to sort of establish what is so different about your product, especially with everything going on sort of in the economy right now. Like as a Canadian, you want to know like, why am I supporting someone that's not Canadian? So really just trying to differentiate yourself on, okay, so our product is so much better because A, B, and C. So really just kind of using your USP to your advantage.
Units, metric or imperial?
We use metric.
Metric. Okay, good to know.
We're like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Any other quirks of Canadian customers? Which should be how are they different? What any particular ways they'd like to be marketed to or merchandised to?
I wouldn't say we're too different than the US customers in that sense. Yeah, honestly, I would just similar, like we're very similar to the US in that respective. So I wouldn't say there's too much of a difference between sort of how to market to a Canadian seller versus a US seller. The one thing is the spelling. We use UK spelling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we use UK spelling in Canada. So just making
Proper
sure
English.
that your
Love it.
listings are using UK spelling and not the US spelling, I would say is probably
Interesting.
the most
So-
important.
Typical giveaways, wrong units,
Yes.
wrong spelling, and that's what I can think of.
Trying to expect profits and
Yeah.
growth too soon.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. All right, so we're going to go back to our game now. Round 2, UK versus Canada. Football teams. Can you guess them? I'm going to try and... Leon, can you slip in some inappropriate ones? No, there won't be any. It's not going to work.
No.
I need to get to say something inappropriate.
But the score to beat from round 1 is Al with 3.
3. Can you get more than 3?
And you get more than 3.
We shall see. Probably not.
All right.
I believe.
Team number 1. I'm going to try to speak towards you as well so you can...
Okay, I can understand.
Yeah. Accrington Stanley.
What? Can you say that again?
Yeah, say that again.
Accrington Stanley. Hang on, let me say it without laughing. Should you two want to play this together? For,
We're both just as lost.
for context, for any of the listeners, Al also has no idea about UK football teams.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Go on.
gosh.
So maybe Al and Runda should both get
All right.
these.
I'll be Canadian in this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Just beating the.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna go ahead and say false.
yes, I'm gonna say that's a.
I'm gonna say
Okay.
false.
What are you going to say?
Okay, I'm saying that's a real team.
Okay.
I'm gonna say false. Also, just because I have no idea what city you're saying,
All
but
right, can I do the results on this one?
Yeah, I'll let me do the results.
Ali scores a point.
Yes. One for Canada.
He's a real team. Accrington Stanley plays in League Two and became famous in the UK thanks to a 1980s milk advert.
Yeah. Milk
Did you see that?
Yeah,
Got milk?
I did.
Got milk?
It's way beyond
Yeah.
my time. Oh, that was Got Milk?
No.
Just no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know. But neither do I. Okay. Team number 2, the West Dorset Rovers.
West Dorset Rovers.
West
say
Dorset
no.
Rovers.
I'm gonna say no as well.
Yeah.
I have no reasoning besides the fact that I honestly have no idea,
Just
but we're just
guessing.
gonna guess.
Yeah. I'll go with that. You're gonna go with the guess. It's not real. It's not.
Is it?
There's no place called Dorset, so yeah. No.
Yep, that is,
Yeah. Great.
that is wrong.
Yes.
Apparently,
I don't know UK
My
geography.
geography needs some work, clearly.
Yeah.
all right. Round number 3, the Queen of the South.
The Queen of the
I mean,
South.
is that not a
Could be
TV
pub.
show?
Without the
TV.
without
It's
the
a TV show. It's Netflix.
Yeah.
without the. So just Queen of the South.
Queen of the South. I can't imagine a whole bunch of football hooligans going
Queen of the South.
KO or QOS. So like what? They'll be like walking around going Cos. Yeah, I'm gonna say like nah.
The risk here is if the team is correct, then you're offending.
I know. Oh shit! If I'm offending you, please have it at me in the comments. Just comment away. Just be like, nah, you got it wrong. Call me names in the comments, please.
I'm
Inappropriate.
gonna
No.
say it's true.
Inappropriate.
Because I wish it is. I hope it is.
Okay, you
Steve.
say yes.
Yeah.
I'll say no.
Are you
Right.
keeping track of the scores, isn't it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
So Runda has now evened with Ali.
Oh, what?
That is a real team.
To all the football fans.
Ali, their fans,
Queen
their
of the
fans
South.
are seriously vicious.
Oh shit! Please don't hate me.
Wait, Zamir, do you know where they're based?
Scotland.
They are based in Dumfries, Scotland.
Yes. You know who's in Dumfries?
Yeah, Karen, can you ever chat to the people?
Karen,
Just
can
tell
you
them it's all love.
It's all Ali.
Here's a fun
Nothing
fact.
to do with me.
They're the only professional team in the UK named in the Bible.
So they're named after the Bible, right? This is the other way around.
Just says they were named in the Bible.
Yeah, I don't think they were a team that was named
the Bible name.
I think the Bible came first.
Don't shoot the messenger. Okay.
All right,
Team number 4. So what
2-all.
score is it? 2-all.
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 The Bristol Hounds.
I mean, I know Bristol's a city, but
Bristol Hounds. I could see Bristol being shipping related or boat related.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna offend someone. This is what I'm now genuinely scared I'm gonna get anthrax in the mail. Okay, I'm gonna go with no.
I'm gonna go with no as well, just because I feel like Hounds is too American sounding.
I think they're right.
They are indeed correct. Bristol Hounds is not a team. Bristol does have 2 teams though. They've got Bristol City and Bristol Rovers.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. Yes.
So what's that? 3-3?
Yeah.
Round 5.
Round 5. The decider.
Heart of Midlothian. Heart of Midlothian.
Oh, okay, Tommy. I'm gonna phone a friend on this one. Right? Where does Tommy live? Isn't that where he lives?
No.
It sounds like a Scottish name.
Does sound Scottish, I agree with you.
I'm gonna say no. It's not.
I'll say yes on this one because it's good. I can just imagine it being that way. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
So we've got Al saying yes, Runda saying no.
Yes.
Do you know the answers, Amir?
He's having a good day today, isn't he?
Oh,
Ali's having a good day. Hot.
3.
It is correct, but actually,
Is
they
it
are
Scot-
commonly called the Hearts,
Hearts.
and they are one of the oldest club in Scotland and play in Edinburgh. So it is. Tommy's West Lothian, right?
Oh, he's West Lothian.
Yeah.
That's where Tommy lives.
But I mean, it's close enough. So, yeah, well
Yes.
Okay, so
Hearts.
we do have a bonus round. At the minute, Al's winning 3-2, and I think this one should be for double
Sudden death.
points.
Well, otherwise, Canada and the UK will both win thanks to me.
Okay, bonus round for 2 points. So for all the marbles,
All right,
Okay.
we got this. We got this, Canada.
East Fife.
East Fife. Fife is a place in Scotland. These are all Scottish. These are all Scottish teams. All right, East Fife. I'm going to say yes. Legit team. Well, no, wait. wait. Is Fife big enough to have more than one team? Could they be like, we're West Fife, and no, we're East Fife?
I don't know. I've never been to Fife.
Isn't that near like Edinburgh? And like that's where they have the Amazon Fulfillment Center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Carl helped open the FC there or something like that. I think that's what Carl did.
Yeah.
Scottish Enterprise. Thank you, Carl. I'm going to say yes. Runda, what's your vibe?
Ooh,
Let's take the win for Canada.
I'm going to say no, just to be different than you.
Okay, hedging our bets.
Yeah,
I like this.
one of us.
All right.
Okay.
This one's for Canada.
Canada. Yeah.
Ali's got this one as well, I think.
Oh my God.
Yes!
For someone that knows nothing about
I
football.
don't watch football.
Yeah.
And I'm not from Canada or the UK. I love this.
But you spent a lot of time in Scotland.
Congratulations,
See?
Canada. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats. Well done. Trade deal. That's out of
That's
the
our
deal.
trade deal.
Out of the deal right there. It's a trade deal.
So actually, you want to know a little fact? East Fife once beat Celtic 4-0,
Wow.
and fans still talk about it like it happened yesterday. Again, just a messenger. East Fife fans, don't come for me.
All right. Fantastic. That was great. Round 2 went to Canada. Victory dance. Cool. Enough games. Let's get business.
So if I'm a seller and I've got stock sat in the US and I want to try the Canadian market out, how easy is it for me to get goods across the border into Canada?
Yeah, it's fairly simple. You just need to declare as a I believe it's called a non-resident broker or non-resident shipper, and you can just ship across the border. You can do the 3PL route, or if you want to have stock within Canada, a lot of 3PLs actually ship cross-border, so it's quite easy. They'll take care of, obviously, all the broker duties, kind of all of that stuff. Or you can ship directly into Amazon FBA from the US as well. Again, you do just need to go through your sort of registration through that process, but it is fairly simple. So yeah, I would first recommend sending in with FBA, seeing how well your products do. And then if you obviously are selling through quite a bit of units, then you can look into doing 3PLs that do cross-border shipping. So again, you have your hubs in Ontario and BC, which are very close to Seattle and New York. So again, it's a very easy process to kind of get things cross-border. Just obviously be aware that there are shipping duties and taxes that are applicable to any cross-border shipments.
What's the sort of time? So if you're looking at those two crossing points, how long would sellers expect for stock to get across to those FBA centers?
I mean, it is typically fairly quick. I would say maybe 2 to 3 weeks maximum for things to kind of clear through customs and then make it into an FBA warehouse. Obviously, you have your days where it's peak season during holidays, Christmas, stuff like that, where things will be a little bit more delayed. I would say maybe about 5 to 6 weeks of those time frames, but typically I would say about 2 to 3 weeks max.
In Canada, you've got the whole East-West Coast thing, right? Yeah. So with Amazon, do you, again, face charges the more regions you want to send into, or the fewer regions you want to send into? Is there a surcharge or anything in Canada?
No, so Canada's considered as just one whole. So it's kind of like the US. When you ship to one FBA center, they kind of distribute it to wherever that they want. So it's the same with Canada. It's kind of the same for the entire country. It's just, our bigger hubs are obviously the West Coast and then the East Coast.
And there's no kind of like, when you're sending it in, they're going to split it out. Like, you know how the US has like...
They will split it out in Canada as well.
And you can pay to get it into one. Do you pay extra for that? Like
to get it into one,
signal?
to get it into one. Yeah, but for the most part, you can just, they'll distribute wherever they kind of see fit. Again, I want to say 90% of our stock comes into Ontario. I think there's 3 or 4 warehouses in Ontario itself. And then a couple out west. Obviously, there was some in Quebec that recently closed. So again, Ontario would kind of be the access point for everything going out to the East Coast. Cool.
I think that's a really easy start point for most sellers. Right?
Yeah.
It's well worth trying it. I think those points that you picked up on, the fact that there's low competition, the fact that there's pricing wise and advertising wise, you're probably going to have a stronger margin, and you've got the currency differential as well. So worth testing out, worth trying.
Great.
For a market the same size as France.
Just a little it's definitely worth giving a run, especially if you're going to already be in the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pop a sticker on and you're good to go, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Fine. So if people want to reach out and give you a call, How
Now
can they?
Leon's giving you the stare where he's like, you did not want that in shot or in camera at all today. And you made it
Work the way
happen.
in. How do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, I mean, you can find us at sellerinteractive.com. I'll be on there specifically, the Runda at sellerinteractive.com, but our website has all of our contact info, a lot of information about what we do as a whole as well. If you have questions, I'm always happy to chat as well about anything. So,
Or
And
find
you're
her
on-
LinkedIn.
I'm also
Yeah,
on
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn,
yeah.
Runda Shaher, Rundashaher. Maybe put that on screen just so people know how to spell
Yes.
it. But yes, I will be the only Runda on LinkedIn, so not an issue.
Cool. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Have lots of fun in London town.
Thank
Yes, have great
Thank
fun
you.
here.
All right, team. So that's us for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please make us and Runda happy by subscribing and sharing with your friends, especially if they sell products or want to sell products in Canada. Also, feel free to check out the videos recommended by YouTube. Catch you next week.
One love.
One love.
Hi team, we drop a new episode every Wednesday, so please like, follow, subscribe. They're on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts from. We would really appreciate if you do this. It really helps us out. Thank you.